something you said at the weekend stayed with me, Stephen. It was, you said that Rangers are trying to be the best version of ourselves at the moment, and that's something that I've heard in interviews from other, from players and from officials. Would you say that that's something that reflects maybe the club ethos going forward?
I don't know. It was just something that I said during one of the questions. I'm not sure who it was who asked that question. But that's the truth. That's what we're trying to do at the moment in terms of collectively and individually. We're obviously trying to stay in the now in terms of focusing on the next challenge and not getting too far ahead or looking behind. It's about moving on from game to game, dusting ourselves down, whatever the result and the outcome is, and getting ready to be in the best place we can as a group for the next one. Because they're coming thick and fast, that's for sure, and we have to be ready. There's no time to be complacent or get carried away. That's going to be our challenge moving forward now, is to just keep staying in the now.
The word alignment is used quite a lot with the staff and the players at the club. Is that showing a sort of mutual respect between an understanding of everybody's roles, and how important is that to you? Is that something you've been working on in your time here?
Yeah, I think the first thing when we came in the door, it was about clarity. It was about clarity of role. Trying to connect all the different departments and improve all the different departments, so that everyone's on the same page and understands what we're all trying to achieve here. That was one of the biggest challenges from day one, is to really get that alignment in place, making people feel part of it, the journey and the story, and all becoming one and all pushing in the right direction to change this club and try and get it closer back to being a successful club.
Stephen, could I just get a squad update first of all, and then also just ask, I think your record at Easter Road is 1 win out of 4. Is that something that frustrates you at all?
Injury record I'll go with first. So obviously Ryan Jack's come through the weekend all fine, really pleased with his performance. Kemar Roof was probably in the squad a tad early because he'd only had 1 full day's training, is the reason why he never came on the pitch. But he's obviously had more training and a bit more volume in his legs, so he'll be in the squad again tomorrow. But he's had no problems, he's ready and looking good. Scott Arfield progressing well, he's on time and on schedule, so you're probably looking at another couple of weeks, and hopefully Scott will be back with the group. And Katic is obviously a longer situation. Everyone else is fine and ready to go. In terms of Easter Road, it's always a tough challenge and probably one of the toughest away fixtures you can get in the schedule. They're a good team, got good players and a good manager, which I mentioned at the weekend. I think our performances have been really good at Easter Road, and maybe we haven't got the results we've deserved. We've had a couple of draws there where we've had over double figures in terms of chances to win them games, so we've actually been a little bit frustrated and disappointed in the outcome of them games. The last game we played, the 2-2 game, we had a couple of individual mistakes and conceded 2 sloppy goals, but I think our performance and the chances we had again on the day, we should have won the game. So there's certainly a lot to learn from in terms of our results that we've had here previously. But I can't fault the performances overall, because I think we deserve more of what we've got if you analyse the games and looked at them back.
Hey Stephen, you mentioned Scott there. Would he be on track to return for Antwerp?
Possibly. I don't want to put too much pressure on the medical department or the staff down there. They're doing a fantastic job and he's moving along really well. I think we said at the time it'd be a 5-6 week number. I think we're 4 weeks into that. So it'll depend on what his fitness levels are in a couple of weeks' time and his level, but I'm hoping to have him available around that time, yeah.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
There's another two goals from corners at the weekend there. I think that's 9 you're up to this season. Last season I think it was 10. Just how much work are you putting into those routines during the week? And as Tom Culshaw came to you looking for a bonus yet?
Tom's always looking for bonuses. You just don't know him as well as I do. Listen, I think it's. I think we've got to pay credit to the players. I think we've got a real hunger and desire about us in terms of going and wanting to attack. our set pieces in terms of the attacking set pieces. We've got invention, we've got variety. The players have really bought into it, you know, in terms of sometimes preparing and practicing set pieces can be a bit of a slog because it's very standstillish and there's a lot of information. But credit to the players and credit to Tom. Obviously, he takes the lead in that department, and we oversee that. But I've been very pleased, and I want that to continue from now till the end of the season. At the same time, I want us to be really strong as we can and put our bodies on the line to defend our box and defend Alan and John as much as we can.
Right, Steven.
Good morning.
Jadon Sancho got another assist on Saturday. That he's really became quite a key player for you over the last 6 to 8 weeks or so. How have you assessed his impact in the team since he came back in as a regular starter?
We're really happy with Giannis. He's a joy to work with. He's a student of the game. He's always looking at areas to improve, whether that be from a physical point of view, whether that be tactically or technically. He's someone you'd have to drag in off the training ground. He's always in the analyst department. He's never out the gym, so he's an absolute dream to work with, very low maintenance. We're delighted with how he's developing and progressing. We're delighted to have him here. But you know, he's one that we're supporting and still trying to push in all kinds of different areas to keep him evolving and growing, because we still think there's more to come. That's the exciting part. But he's really delivered in terms of his contribution. Recently, we had a good idea that in his first full season there'd be moments where we have to protect him and look after him, and there'd be times where we just have to let him go and be himself and give him some freedom within our system to go and be himself, and I think that's what he's done, certainly of late.
Stephen, you concluded the pre-contract for Scott Wright yesterday, which I know you'll be really pleased about. Is there scope for him to come before the end of the month?
Well, we're not in control of that. We're really pleased and delighted to get Scott signed up, and we're really looking forward to welcoming him with open arms come the summer. He's a really good player, he's at a good age. Aberdeen have done a fantastic job, so's Derek, in terms of his development and where he's at, and we're hoping to keep pushing in that direction when he joins us in the summer. It's something we're really looking forward to in terms of working with him. It'd be a bonus if we could get it done now, for me, but we don't control that. That's in Aberdeen's control, and we respect that.
Just follow up to that, is there any more news on potential outgoings at all?
Well, young Glenn Middleton's gone out, and Callum's obviously given him a fantastic opportunity to go and join them, and we're hoping he gets some good game time there, and he really pushes for game time. He's had a couple of indifferent loans, so this is a big moment for Glenn to go and grab that opportunity and force his way into that team and try and stay there and prove that he can be a standout player at this level. And then we'll assess Glenn's situation come the summer again. There's no other news in terms of ins or outs right now where I'm sitting. We're hoping to have some more news in the coming days with certain situations that we've been looking into, but at the moment right now I can't really give you any more on that.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
I think for a number of years now the Youth Academy has maybe come under some criticism just because of the lack of impact that there's been from youth products in the first team, but when you look at Nathan Patterson, Kai Kennedy, both signing new deals, both showing up well at the weekend, I think there was another few good performances from young players out on loan. Are you confident that this current crop can up that trend?
What I would say is the ball's in their court. Nathan's been fantastic, his level of training's been superb. I like his temperament, I love his profile. There's a lot more to come from Nathan, and I have no doubt that if he keeps doing what he's doing, he can become a regular for this first team. We have to be patient with that. He's still very young. He's obviously competing in an area of the team where our captain's been so consistent as well, but the pleasing thing for me is James has really gone out of his way to take Nathan under his wing and help him and support him, and that's the way we want it to be. We need two good players in every position. In terms of the other players, looking a little bit wider than that, we want to have local academy players who make the grade and step up and push for a first team place. I want that more than anyone else because I've come through an academy system myself. But the level of this team has grown and moved forward since we've come into where we are now, so the challenge has become even more tougher for these players. So they've got to go above and beyond and be obsessed with getting better and pushing. And the ball's in their court. If they're good enough and they work hard and they sacrifice enough, they will be given opportunities. And then it's up to them whether they take them and prove that they're good enough to be in this first team.